Welcome to this explainer. You know, it's wild, but thousands of people literally get lost every single day in a massive digital labyrinth, just trying to track down one single piece of paper. I mean, accessing public records should be a total breeze, right? Well, if you've ever tried hunting down divorce records in the state of Nevada, you already know it can quickly turn into this frustrating maze of outdated websites, dead ends, and confusing bureaucracy. But don't worry, because today we are going to navigate that maze together.
$300. Yeah, you heard that right. That is the massive annual subscription fee that some counties actually charge just for premium access to their online court documents. And if you aren't paying that, you might be falling victim to third-party vendors who charge incredibly high processing fees just to do a basic search that you can actually do yourself.
And honestly, that brings us right to the entire purpose of this explainer. You absolutely do not need to pay those exorbitant fees. We're going to show you exactly how to bypass the paywalls, dodge the third-party traps, and find these public Nevada divorce records for free online.
So, here is our roadmap for today. We'll be covering 1. Understanding Nevada records, 2. State versus county systems, 3. Free online search steps, 4. Historical records, 5. Scam warnings and resources, and finally, 6. Legal considerations.
All right, let's jump right in. Section 1. Understanding Nevada records. What are you looking for? So when folks say they need a divorce record, they're usually talking about one of two completely different documents. A divorce verification is really just a basic summary. It's held by the state, and it basically just confirms a dissolution occurred within a certain time frame. A divorce decree, on the other hand, is the comprehensive final judgment from a judge. That's the one outlining child custody, asset division, and all the actual legal arrangements. So if you want the deep details, you need the decree, not just the verification.
Moving on to Section 2. State versus county systems. A two-tier architecture. This is a really crucial structural hurdle to grasp. In Nevada, public records are not centralized in one giant, easy-to-search statewide database. It's actually a complex, two-tiered architecture. Because, why make something simple when you can make it delightfully bureaucratic? Your search path completely changes depending on where the divorce happened. If it was finalized in heavily populated areas like Clark County, which handles the vast majority of family law cases, or Washoe County, you are in luck. They have robust online portals where the index search is totally free. But take Carson City, for example. Their much-anticipated online court system has been delayed by 12 to 18 months, meaning you still have to request records manually. And in rural counties like Nye County, there is absolutely no online database for this. You literally have to call or email the court clerk directly.
Okay, Section 3, free online search steps. Execute the search. So, how do we actually get our hands on these records online for free? Well, here is your 4-step methodology. First, you must verify the jurisdictional location. Basically, what county did the divorce happen in? Second, you utilize those free county search systems we just talked about. Third, you analyze the case metadata on the docket. And fourth, you identify if there are any sealing restrictions on the file. Let's break these down.
Now, step 1 is absolutely critical, because think about it. If you don't know the specific county, you can't exactly search the county court, right? If you find yourself in this boat, you have to use the State Office of Vital Records. You fill out a search request and pay a small $10 fee per search. Think of that $10 as a low-cost skeleton key. The state runs a search and mails you the results, telling you exactly which county finalized the divorce and when. And once you have that, boom, you unlock the door to the free county portals.
All right, once you're inside those county portals, here are some pro-level tricks. For Clark County, you need to access the 8th Judicial District Court portal. For Washoe County, it's the 2nd Judicial District Court. Now, when you're searching by full legal names, make sure you check the box for the SoundX phonetic filter. This is a brilliant little tool that accounts for spelling or transcription errors by searching for names that sound similar to what you typed. Saves you a ton of headaches. Finally, when you locate the case, analyze the docket ledger and look for the final entry. It says divorce decree or decree of dissolution. That confirms the whole thing was actually finalized.
Next up, Section 4, historical records, genealogical methods.
But hey, what if the record you're hunting for is decades, or maybe even a century old? Let's shift gears to historical records, which require a totally different genealogical approach. You see, Nevada achieved statehood in 1864, and that milestone completely shifted where these records were kept. Pre-1864, divorce proceedings were managed by territorial probate courts. Those really old historical files are now preserved over at the Nevada State Library and Archives in Carson City. But post-1864, jurisdiction transferred over to the newly formed district courts. So anything from 1864 onward is housed by the district court clerk of the specific county.
Which brings us to Section 5, Scam Warnings and Resources. Protect your money.
So, the really crucial point here is that you've got to protect your wallet. The Department of Health is actually reporting a huge spike in calls about fraudulent third-party websites. These vendors are out there charging you exorbitant fees just to process or help apply for certificates that you can literally get directly from the state or county for a fraction of the cost, or even search for completely free. If you spot one of these sketchy sites, report them to the Attorney General Bureau of Consumer Protection. Also, if you hit a wall in your search, leverage your community resources. You can utilize free family search centers across the state, or just visit your local Nevada Public Library. They often provide free on-site access to premium historical databases like Ancestry and MyHeritage. It's super empowering to know these tools exist right in your own backyard.
And finally, Section 6, Legal Considerations, Privacy and Transparency.
Let's talk about the ethical and legal guardrails around public info, because while transparency is important, so is privacy. You might successfully find a case online only to realize you can't view the actual documents. It happens. As the Carson City District Court explicitly states, the clerk cannot permit the examination of any sealed file except by order of the court. Some records, especially those involving child custody, mental health evaluations, or sensitive financial identifiers, remain strictly sealed to protect the privacy of the families. Now, if you are a party to the case, you can usually verify your identity online to gain access. But if you're just a member of the public, you have to respect those boundaries unless you file a formal petition with the court.
And on that note, just take a quick second to read this disclaimer. While this explainer provides guidance based on general procedures and resources, it is super important for you to verify information and contact local authorities or legal professionals for personalized advice. We are absolutely here to help you navigate this massive system, but we aren't your lawyers. So, are you ready to begin your free Nevada divorce record search? We've covered the big difference between decrees and verifications. We've mapped out the whole state versus county architecture, shared those pro-level search tricks like the SoundX filter, and warned you about those expensive scams. You now have the exact roadmap you need to navigate this complex system efficiently and affordably. So grab those names, identify the county, and start searching with confidence. After all, public records belong to the public. It's really just a matter of knowing exactly which digital door to open. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer.